and a very, very happy new year to everyone. I hope that the festive season was as wonderful as it could possibly be for you, and you all had a great time, and you all received everything from that big fat jolly man that comes down the chimney that you could possibly have wanted. I hope that New Year was interesting and peaceful and enjoyable, and hopefully not too drunk, but I wager quite a few of you didn't fall into that category, which is fine as long as you had a great time and you weren't too ill, and of course that you didn't drive. Here in Manchester today, we may as well carry on with the new year in the old-fashioned way. Delightful, gorgeous, beautiful, a winter's day to be proud of. It is a crisp, blue-skied, big yellow ball in sky kind of day, a day that's waiting for me to go out for a walk, so I will do later. It's a little bit of a mixed bag of video, this one. I thought what I'd do is show you some of the gifts that I got over Christmas, which the reason for that is that not that they are so much better than anybody else, but something that's a little bit of a diversion from what I usually get at Christmas time. Obviously, being in this crazy watch world that we all love, most people think that what they should get me come Christmas time is something wristwatch related, whether it be an actual wristwatch or, like I got last year, a watchmaker's toolkit, or this, that and the other, or a book, or whatever it may be. This year, different and joyous, absolutely joyous to receive something a little bit off the wall for me. One of my many interests in life is tech. I love tech. I'm a great believer that tech can make your life so much better, so much easier, if you use it correctly. And it seems like so many people are frightened of technology, because perhaps people of my generation, I was born in 1960, we've come from a generation where the most high-tech thing that we as normal day people saw was a typewriter, perhaps, an electronic typewriter, possibly. So throughout the years I've tried to remain kind of up to date with tech, and I love it with a great passion. So let's kind of move on. The most brilliant thing, and this is not detracting from the other stuff, so if any of my friends and family watch this nonsense, it's not saying that this is the best present I got. It is the one that I see as having the most possibilities, and that was this, the Amazon Echo Dot. Now, a lot of you out there will know what this is, but a lot of you perhaps won't. To all intents and purposes, for people across the pond, yes, it looks like an ice hockey puck. It does indeed. What it actually is a home assistant. It is, if you are a fan of the Marvel movies, and Iron Man in particular, he has Jarvis, is in-house artificial intelligence butler. And this, I believe, is the first steps towards having your very own Jarvis. But this is called Alexa. That's her name. Yes, it is her, and she's just listened to me say her name, and she's turned on as I speak. That is the activation for the piece of kit, and once you say her name, she turns on and waits for you to ask whatever it is you want, whether it's something as simple as what the weather's going to be like today, what time is it, give me a news update, all that kind of thing. Brilliant. And I think over time this will develop and become not an indispensable piece of tech, but a piece of tech which will make life so much easier, because if people are disabled, for instance, it can be used to turn lights on and televisions on and central heating and things like that, if you do have a smart home, and that's an absolutely brilliant thing. So that's the first thing, an Echo Dot. The second thing is something I could kind of do already. I have on my laptop, I have something called Samsung Link, which is not being supported by Samsung anymore, sadly, but basically what it did, it allowed me to stream wirelessly content from my laptop to my Samsung Smart TV. As I say, that's not being supported anymore, so that facility is now, if not totally gone, will be gone this year, I would imagine. So another present I got this year was a Chromecast. Again, very much like the Echo Dot. This one, absolutely brilliant. I connected it up to my smart TV. What this allows me to do is stream wirelessly from my laptop, from my tablet, from my phone, and it's everything. You can stream YouTube videos, any movies perhaps that you have on your handheld device perhaps. Also, if you want to use a streaming site like Netflix or Amazon Prime, for instance, it will allow you to do that as well without having cables strewn all over the place. So that was another great present that I got. Now, like a lot of us, in my bedroom I have an old CRT television. Now, for those of you of a certain age who may not know about what a CRT television is, it's the old antique televisions with a big back on them, not these wafer-thin little things that we have these days. And CRT stands for cathode ray tube, and it's a tube, as the name suggests, which fires cathodes at a screen, and all those cathodes are then translated using older tech to make your television picture. And I've been thinking for a while now that it might be time, even though that television was my mum's, so I inherited it when she moved down to Oxfordshire and she doesn't need it anymore, for it to go to that great resting place for televisions in the sky. And I was thinking about what I can perhaps do for me not to have to shell out hundreds of pounds to go and buy a new flat screen smart television for my bedroom. So I made a request to Father Christmas. I sent him a letter, and one of my gifts which I got was this, an Android TV box, which after one or two struggles, I have to say, and I do consider myself fairly capable where technology is concerned, couldn't get it to run because the highest piece of tech connection technology on my old TV was a SCART connection. And the kids, if anybody's young watching this, if you don't know what a SCART connection is, ask your mum and dad, they'll know. So after lots and lots of jiggery pokery and technical whiz-bangery and ordering a piece of tech off eBay to allow me to convert the signal, this is now working. And if you haven't got one of these and you don't own a smart television, or like me, you still own a CRT television, get one of these, because this in effect turns your television into an Android device. And as you know from the Google Play Store, you can download all measure of different applications to make your life interesting, and many of those are television and movie streaming services. So that was a great gift to convert an old piece of tech into an up-to-date piece of tech. Absolutely brilliant. So all in all, I had a brilliant Christmas, really, really nice. Received, those are three of the presents I received, absolutely wonderful, and no watch related stuff, which was also wonderful by way of a change. What I want to say at this point is I want to give you, it being January the 2nd, the best piece of wristwatch advice you will ever receive. Now, I know that's a big claim. I know that. And I know that I'm not an expert. And I know that I always say that I'm not an expert. But trust me when I say this. If you never trust anything else that I say ever, trust this, because this is not just my opinion. This is a fact. It is true. And what I'm going to pass on to you now is this. To be the best, most fulfilled watch collector you can be, buy, own, wear and love what you want. Regardless of brand, regardless of make, regardless of cost, regardless of what any expert might say or any YouTube pundit such as myself may say. I do try to be very fair in my channel, but you know, there will be people out there who will disagree with my views. If you see a watch that really speaks to you, really speaks to you. And even if it's a throwback piece, like you do see occasionally now, the old red LED display watches that only show the time, the seconds and the date, if it's one of those and it really speaks to your heart, buy it and wear it with pride, and don't hide it under your cuff. Go and see people, see your friends, say, I've got a new watch, look at this, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, I love it to pieces. And as I always say, it doesn't matter whether it's £6, £60, £600 or £6,000. And yes, I do own pieces that fall into all those categories. If it makes your heart sing, buy it and wear it. Do not be steered in any one particular direction to buy any one brand or any one type or any particular movement. Buy what's right for you and for you alone, because it doesn't matter what the rest of us think. It doesn't matter what anybody might say in the comments section. It doesn't matter. If every time you put a watch on your wrist, it feels right and it feels comfortable, and the rule to live by is if it feels right, it is right. And today, and I'll do a wristwatch check, which I don't do during normal course of events. I'm wearing my Seiko Pogue, my chronograph from 1979, bought from new, the watch that bankrupted me. I love it to pieces and I love it to this day, and I love the colour because I am a sucker for colour. We've got that gorgeous yellow sunburst dial and the blue and the red bezel. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. And I thought I would wear this for New Year because it brings back such happy memories. For me, it'd be my first foray into this world of watches. And when I bought that, that had the same financial impact as it would be to go out and buy a new Rolex Subby, for instance. So that's the best piece of advice I can give you. Do not be pushed in any direction other than your own. Don't go with the current, don't go with the flow. And if it feels like that you're going against the current, that's fine, because that's your flow and that's the one that's important. We're kind of 12 minutes in, so this is kind of where I will bring this to a close now. I made a little video prior to Christmas basically saying that in 2017 I'll kind of revert to normal service, where I've been very wristwatch focused over the last 6 weeks or so. I will revert to doing the whole range of stuff that interests me. Yes, there'll be timepiece related stuff in there, but there'll also be all the usual stuff like, you know, politics and religion and conspiracy theories, or alternate theories as I call them, and all the stuff that might interest people. So if you've got anything that you want me to put my spin on, drop a little note down below. So people, for now, let me wish you, although it is the 2nd of January, a very wonderful, glorious, peaceful 2017. I hope that this year is better than last year if you had a bad last year. I hope that this year is better than last year if last year was a fantastic year. So hopefully this year will be spectacular, not just fantastic. So for now, thank you very much indeed for watching this. Leave your comments, queries, questions down below as always. Do all the usual stuff, like it, share it, subscribe. If you've not subscribed, by all means hit the subscribe button and become part of this merry band that seems to enjoy my particular brand of eclectic nonsense. So people, if you are back at work tomorrow, or even if you're back at work today, don't mope around, just enjoy life, and I will see you anon. Look after yourselves, people, and I'll speak soon. Bye-bye.